Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Moran coming to you with another lesson in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. First and foremost, I'm going to start off by giving all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ekah HaKadosh. Double honors as always goes to our apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations as always to you, Archim out there that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity. And blessings to the remnant of Israel destined for salvation, because this is just this truth is for us, man. All right, this truth is for the elect and the remnant. The rest ain't gonna get it. So I just wanted to do my little thing on this story. You know, I'm a bit late, but you know, I've got a few things I wanted to go into, because there's so many things you could take from this situation, you know, that run according to the scriptures, man. So, you know, we all know it's about. I want to read pieces of it anyway. It's a shopkeeper who was filmed strangling a woman in Peckham insists he was detaining, not choking her, in row over no refund policy as protests plaster the store with notices criticizing. So look, man, I'm not even going to play the video or anything like that. Well, I don't think there is one. So what have I just done there? Yeah, right. So look. So it's a dramatic footage circulating on social media showed a scuffle between a woman and man believed to be the owner of Peckham Hair and Cosmetics. Sohail Sindo, 45, who appears to put his hands around her throat after she allegedly tried to steal from his store. So the story is, she goes into the store, as it says here, you know, to get a refund, man, on some hair products. Now the store has a policy that they don't refund things like that, which is understandable. If that's their policy, that's their policy. But also there's, you know, you have statutory laws also that override that. But that's another, you know, that is another thing, man. You know, we're not getting into all of that, right? You know, there's plenty of places where they've tried to tell me, you know, I can't refund something, and you know, you just have to stick to your guns. But regardless of that, man, the story goes that she, in turn, when was told no, obviously got into a fit, and you know, tried to take something instead, or in replacement of the refund, right? Which obviously is not on, man. So then, you know, the next thing you know, they're scuffling or whatever, and he's got her around the throat. So you know, he's denying this. You know, and now you got Jake's out in the street protesting, man. But look, this ain't about protesting. This ain't the time, man. We're in the lands of our captivity. This is the reason why. This is the reason why the women of our nation have to go to these shops to buy these products in the first place, man. I mean, realistically, the truth be told, they shouldn't even need to buy these products in the first place. But as they do, you know, people always talk about, you know, Jake's always say, oh well, we're putting all this money into this industry. Really and truly, the industry shouldn't exist, but it does exist because of the curses, man. These women are putting other people's hair in their heads, man. Which these people put curses on, man. You know, put spirits on them, man. But the point I'm trying to make is, our women shouldn't even need to go into these shops, man. But they do, because they've been cursed. The whole nation is cursed, right? And you know, I'm gonna get a few scriptures. I haven't even got anything really written down or anything, man. I'm just ghosting this one, kind of. Sometimes, you know, that's the way to go, man. But I mean, look, so the points we have here is the curses, the fact that even though, you know, our people, especially our women, are spending all this money in these places, they're not in control of that industry, man. And then you have the hatred that these other nations, and aberration that they have for us as a people, man. Do you think that if that was an Edomite woman in that shop, that man would have had the audacity, because it is audacious, man, to put his hands around her throat and do that? If it was an Edomite, man, that man would have been in jail already, man. Instead, they arrested they arrested Eve, man, and put her in the cell. This world is against us, and these cats don't understand that, man. To this day, they still don't get it. You can't win. The only way to win is waiting for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. You know? So this ain't going to be nothing long anyway, man. I just want to, that was the point of it. Let's get into some scriptures, man. We'll try and roll with this, and Lord willing, the Spirit will be on me to, to make it edifying for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So this is Isaiah 3:16. It says, moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. In that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls, and their round tires like the moon. Let's get into that a minute, man, because I think that was making a point about their waistlines, man, if I'm correct. Oh no, it's like that's something else I'm thinking about. So it's talking about their hair, man, basically their headpieces, man, as we say over here. So it says the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings, the nose, the rings and nose jewels. And this is just highlighting how our women were adorned, man, back in the day, man, in great jewelry and adornments, man. Rings and chains and nose rings and earrings. Our women used to look like that, man. Beautiful looking, man, with all the right clothes on, modest apparel, though, remember that. It says the changeable suits of apparel, see, and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there should be stink, and instead of a girdle a rent, and instead of a well set hair baldness, and instead of a stomacher a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Right? So the Lord has taken away the beauty of Eve, man. He's taken away the beauty of the Israelite women. Hence the reason why they have to go to these shops in the first place. So the reason really why they're up in these shops having to deal with these Elamites, yeah, is because that we are cursed, man, as a nation. And that is not going to go away until Yahweh Shai comes back and puts us back in our rightful place, man. Alright? But a lot of these people that, especially women like that, they're not going to make that side of things, man. They're going to have to perish. Alright? They're going to have to perish first, man. Sometimes you got to take these jakes don't want to take hits in life. They don't want to take an L, man. Sometimes you have to take an L in life, man. And we learn this through this truth. You can't win all the time, man. Especially being a Jake in his kingdom, man. You're more likely to lose 80-90% of the time than you are to win. So she should have taken the hit. If that's their policy, that's their policy. And she probably knew that, man, before she walked into the shop, man. She probably knew that. So Deuteronomy 28 says this, verse 15, it says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Right? Cursed, I'm going to jump around reading all of them. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. So that is why we're not in control of that industry in the first place, because the Lord has put a block on profiting in this world for us, man. All right, we know we get some jakes out there that make it, but as a whole, as a nation, man, anything that we put our hand to do business wise comes to naught, man. That's why in our neighborhoods, it's all the other nations, all these other heathens that are selling to us. We're not selling to them. There's no such thing as the black pound or the black dollar, man, right? So called. We don't use them terminologies, man, but you understand what I'm saying. So the money that we put out there goes to everybody else. It doesn't come to us. Whereas the Edomites, they spend money with each other, man. They make each other wealthy. Same with the Moabites and the Ammonites and the Edomites and the Amalekites, right? So, that's why you see, when you go to our neighborhoods, man, all you see is hair shops. If you go down that road in Peckham, yeah, all you're going to see is West African Jake's female hairdressing shops and barbers down that strip, man. Right? That's all you're going to see in little units that aren't even well established. Look like, they're a mess. Let's keep it real. They're a mess, man. Then you got all the food down there selling all the Caribbean, so-called Caribbean and West African food and all of that. And it's once again, it's who's selling it? It's Edomites selling it, man. Edomites selling the hair, which our women shouldn't even be wearing, man. There was something else I wanted to read it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, verse 29 says, "And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee." So there's 2 points in there, man. The lack of prosperity, and the point that no man shall save thee. No man will redeem us, man. So all these cats out that start protesting and thinking they're gonna lock down that store and put him out of business. You think that's the case? These people know how to move, man. That's how when one of them comes over, they establish a business, then they bring their family member over and they establish a business, and all the money goes into one place. So all they do, if that place gets locked off, they're gonna move all that stuff to a next unit and sell it from there and still make the money, man. Or just move somewhere else, because you know what? Jakes are foolish, man. Especially Eve, man. Remember the scriptures tell you that the Lord has not uh, given her wisdom, basically, man. Paraphrasing it roughly, you know. So they'll end up going, even if they didn't put that place out of business, they'll end up going back to that shop sooner or later, you know. It says, "And no man shall save thee," man. Yeah, there's no amount of protesting and rising up that is going to put us in a better position, man. It says, "The fruit of thy land and all thy labours shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always," man. It's pure oppression, man. I was watching Israelite woman talking to one of the police officers, saying how they had to do this in order for them to release the woman from the police cells and arrest the man that actually was putting his arm around her neck, man. And look, I'm not here to defend her by any means, man. At the end of the day, man's going to the Lord, man. The Lord is in control of all of that, man. He put her in that position because she's going off. She's wicked, you know. She ain't innocent in this, you know. Hence the reason why she's in there, man. That's a part of her curse, man. Wearing some Edomite woman's hair from all the way from India. That's full of demons, man. And that's why these women act out this way, man. So verse 43 says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee, and for a sign and for a wonder upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Yeah, man, the Lord, look, this is after the miracles, man. This is Moses revealing the blessings and the curses after the miracles had been seen. And we as a people did what? Just cast what we saw aside, man. Verse 48 says, therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. I don't know if I don't think that's it. Bear with me. I don't even know if I'm actually looking for the right words. So let me just think about this. It might come to me, but in the meantime, let me get something else real quick. And I'm going to just make the point here. I'm not going to read all of it, but Psalms 83 tells you, it says, verse 2 says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against the hidden ones. And that is the reason why they control that industry, and they won't allow you. If you think you could just pop up a shop and sell that stuff, right, to our people, it's not going to work, man. First and foremost, you have to have the contacts. You have to be able to purchase it, the supplies, and they're not going to sell that to you because they control that part too, man. Right, just how the Koreans do in America, man. They're running that out there. You know, they're Amalekites, man, I believe. Verse 5 says, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. It says, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, Amalek, Philistines, inhabitants of Tyre. And a lot of those shops are Ishmaelites as well as Elamites, man. Right, there's a lot of them down there. We used to teach down there, man. You know, we used to teach down there, and a lot of them Ishmaelites used to try and want to drown us out with their readings from their Quran, man. You know. So these people aren't your friend, man. But you know, we're living amongst our enemies, man. You know, we're living amongst our enemies. Anyone could have told you that trying to go in there and move like that was going to be a bad idea. But that's what you get for dealing with the enemy, man. You know? You're supposed to understand if you don't know who the enemy is in 2023, then there's no hope for you, man. Right? Just a quick one here. It's Proverbs 20:22. It says, "Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord, and he shall save thee." Right? So, and this is what listen, look, at the end of the day, we know that they're not going to get this, but that's the point, man. We understand this. We have to wait on the Lord. Do you know how many losses I've had to take as a grown man in this truth? Because, you know, as a man as well, pride comes into it. There is a level of pride as a man, especially knowing that you're an Israelite and the Lord has put you above these people. But we can't move like that right now, man. I'm trying to think of this scripture, but it just won't come to me right now. 17. I'm trying to find one more scripture. I'm going to close out. I think I passed it here. Yeah. It's like in Proverbs 16:7. It says, "When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him." So, you know, and like I said, man, I've had issues before when I wanted to have something, you know, refunded or just something sorted, man, you know. And in being in this truth, the Lord has moved differently, has made things move differently for me, man. You know, you learn how to. I remember, you know, just trying to collect a parcel one time from this shop, and this West African Jake lady was giving me a grief because I didn't have the idea in that. But, you know, through the spirit, you know, and talking in the correct manner, understanding how you're supposed to move in this world once you're in this truth, you know, I got what I needed to get, man. And there was no dramas, man. Right? You know, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but, you know, we're trying to please the Lord, man. So the scripture says, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. So if she was moving, well, first and foremost, if she was moving differently, she wouldn't be up in them shops. But you get the picture, right? That's the way you move in this world, man. You know, you got people in the comment sections of these videos talking about, well, look at, you know, what a surprise that, you know, have you seen the video? She started it. And because that's how it doesn't matter what happens to us as a people, man. The rest of these nations have no sympathy or empathy for us. And empathy is the more important word out of the two. They have no understanding of what it is like to live in the shoes of an Israelite in this world, man. No matter what happens, man, we're always to them the evil ones, man. You know, they painted that picture well of us, man, that everyone believes it. Anyway, this wasn't meant to be as long as this, man, but I'm gonna close out now. You know, Lord, when there's edification in there, you know, these people are gonna see sooner or later, man. It's not about these little victories, man. Yahweh Shai is coming back, and there's gonna be that a real victory, man, over our enemies, man. Right, and they're gonna be under our feet. We're going to be putting our... No, I'm not even going to say that. I'm not even going to say that, man. But you get the picture. You have to be careful. Anyway, Lord willing, this was edifying, man. Giving all praises and all glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakah, Hakadosh. And I say shalom to the next one. Shalom.